Hello, Porta One customers and prospects, colleagues, and people who will be watching that presentation in the recording. Unfortunately, I cannot join Porta One team in Johannesburg, so I'll be presenting via the recording. I'm Andrei Zelenko, CEO of Porta One. And almost every task I'm about to start these days, I always think whether it can be done more efficiently by applying some AI tools. And this presentation was especially tempting to launch AI, to create the text, and then to have my AI avatar to read the presentation to you. But almost no AI was used when creating this presentation, and I hope by the time I'm done, it will be clear why. So AI is around us, and it affects almost every aspect of our lives. Of course, we're wondering, how can we change our approaches to telecom services to be successful in the era of AI? We're going to discuss what is the thing which can already be done efficiently with AI, what hasn't changed much, at least for us in the telecom industry, where we can focus our efforts to get some real gains and avoid just the hype, which is always around every new technology. And then, of course, I'll talk about a few specific initiatives, how Porta One and you can join forces to create better telco services in the AI world. So it is obvious that right now, content production, ability to create emails to your customers, videos, blog posts, everything, it's extremely easy, perhaps a bit too easy with AI. Yes, a lot of text can be produced, but I would say with the quality of the average non-supervised by human AI content is not quite there, and it is visible. And I will discuss how that actually affects search engines, how it affects perception of users, and it actually gives us some good opportunities there. Creation of integration scripts or microservices became extremely easy. A few years ago, we were talking about low-code and no-code platform, and they're still there, and they have their own advantages. But now, in order to create code piece which will solve a particular task by a developer with basic experience or with no experience in that particular technology becomes a matter of, if not minutes, but maybe a few hours. And then, of course, analyzing and presenting the data is quite easy, provided you have the right data. Because if you cannot extract the data from your database, from your systems, from your head, there can be a pretty picture, but it's going to be not very useful. What is still difficult? What hasn't changed much? Well, the understanding of people. What do they want? What they will buy, what they will not buy. So here we still have to rely on the old methods. Yes, we can brainstorm some ideas using AI, but until we actually talk to people, until we make an offer, until we see whether they're going to be buying that product or service or not, we will not know much. With proliferation of different tools which allow us to create individual components of our ecosystem, it becomes actually more and more challenging to maintain consistent look and feel of the UI, brand image, and various messages. It actually puts more effort on us. And the question of trust and loyalty is still there, because now, in addition to the usual confusion and the question of whether they should be buying from you as a company or they be buying from somebody else, there's also a question if there's a real human involved. And maybe soon we will see some stamps that confirms what you're talking to a real human and this document was produced by a real human. the obvious areas of focus where we can do something and do quickly and get some gains. It's, of course, use AI tools for generating your customer-facing communication, sales emails, marketing documents, promotions, videos. So yeah, people who are not using that, who are still doing it manually, the differences between Stone Age and the Industrial Revolution. A person who knows your product and who knows the customer audience can create huge amount of persuasive and useful content with AI tools. And since everybody is talking about AI, everybody is seeking AI, it would be strange to avoid selling it to your customers. And here there are two separate things. We can try to build actual AI tools, such as being able to join AI assistant on the call which you have. So direct integration into systems such as PortaSwitch. But often it may not be the case what is needed, or I would say the variety of AI products which you can sell and bundle on top of a regular communication service, such as addition to sales CRM or ability to use AI agent talking human voice on a website. You can sell it through partnerships with different companies. Although it's not a telecom service, it can be still on your bill. You can still be receiving revenue or receiving revenue as a referral partner. And there was an expression, A/B testing, when we need to try some new theory, new approach to customers. We create two versions of landing page, two versions of email message, and then we see which one gives us better results. And it was A and B mainly because we only had resources to do A and B. Now, with the way how easy it is to create a landing page, we can have potentially 100 different landing pages created by AI, analyzed by AI, and dynamically adjusted by AI, so we will get the one which has the maximum impact. And having these various tools on our tool belt, it means that we can now afford to go into smaller, better defined marketing niches and create a product, a set of products which are suitable for that. So now it's not just we have a product for retail customers, we have product for business customers. No, we can now afford to maintain a set of marketing documentation, a set of landing pages, a set of product set in PortaSwitch. This one specifically for students. This is specifically for young mothers. This is for businesses which are auto dealerships, and this is for businesses which are insurance companies, because we just need the understanding of a customer segment, and then we can more or less use the automation pipeline we already created, but just fill it with different parameters and different prompts. And of course, another area where we have to do something, it's the customer support and user experience. So it's going to be our responsibility to provide the data to build a knowledge base, because ChatGPT or Claude or whatever AI tools there really don't know about your specific system and your service. But once we have it organized, we can push it in and we can have AI agents, chatbots to answer our customers' questions, saving time from our support and having the problem resolved faster. And of course, the various tools of integrations which we can create to allow our customers to activate the service better or see some data or interact with the system, it all falls into this category. So we're saying about more and more AI generated content appear, and that it has the right words, it has the words in the correct grammar order. But if we don't put the essence, if there is no human which knows what this document should be about, if we don't know who our target audience is, they're just going to be a collection of words. And there are soon, I think there's going to be penalties by search engine and penalties by humans when we say, it's just the generic AI content. They will wave their hand, they will move on, and probably will never go again. So it becomes increasingly important for us as humans, and it actually increases the value of people who are involved in the business operations and who understand what are you doing, who is your customer, and what is their needs, to be able to produce those original ideas. And they can be produced with the help of AI, but AI will not be able to create and execute them for you. So we have an opportunity now, when actually the main criteria of success for telecom is not going to be the amount of network towers you have or amount of budget in your marketing, but the quality of your original ideas and then your ability to drive them, to execute them through AI. I'm actually looking forward to it because it's always good when the winner is somebody who really deserves it because of their ideas and the intent to make service better. We have called our customers to come up actually with some ideas, some use cases for using AI in ways which will require direct integration with PortaSwitch, because that's something which you cannot really do alone. And we're actually looking for telcos with ideas about what they want to supply to customers as a direct integration of PortaSwitch, and we'll be developing that together. An example of something which we just done, it would be call transcription. We can use in cloud AI models. And for other things which maybe you have done already or you're doing already, or for instance, if you create a module for Donmart, which allows voice transcription using a different AI model, which better works with South African accent, which better works with some local specifics, you can monetize that development. You could put it on a Donmart, and then it's going to be available for all Porta One customers in 90 different countries. So that's an opportunity for you when you create something nice and desired by customers to get your revenue, not just from direct customers, but also from thousands of customers around the world of other Porta One CSPs. And then once again, I ask you to share your plans with your customer support managers. They're there to provide some feedback, to provide ideas, because they may have worked on something similar, or maybe not exactly similar, but something in the same area, so they can suggest what can be the best approaches. And also, if there's an opportunity for us to work together, they will be the person to initiate it and start the project. So I hope we together can create a better telecom service using AI while staying humans and using the best of our human abilities. Thank you very much.